All right, let's bring in New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, the House Republican Leadership Chairwoman. Chairwoman, always good to have you with us. Thank you very much for being here today. So this is Hillary Clinton posted about this. They're very worried about married women suddenly losing the right to vote in this country. Your thoughts?
It is absolutely absurd. As a married woman myself, of course, we are going to do everything we can to secure the vote and make sure that we have constitutional elections. This shows how desperate the Democrats have truly become. This is an issue, Martha, you pointed out. 80% of the American people agree with this to make sure that we only have U.S. citizens voting and require some form of identification. And it's very common sense. Think about day-to-day life, whether you're renting a car, whether you're picking up prescription drugs, whether you're entering a federal building, the list goes on. You need to put forth an ID. We need to make sure that we're doing that to protect the ballot box. And this is why the majority of Americans agree. This is why the Democrats have the lowest approval rating they've ever had on record, because they are so far out of touch.
Yesterday, I had Senator Slotkin on, and she did not vote for this in the House. And I asked her if she would vote for it now as a senator. And here's what she said.
And for 80% of women in this country who are married, they've changed their name from their birth certificate. So it makes it harder to have women vote, it makes it harder if you don't have a passport. I'm all for keeping non-citizens from voting.
But I mean, as I understand it, Chip Roy was saying, you know, if you're registered to vote, you're registered to vote. Nothing changes that. This is for new people who want to vote, right?
That's absolutely correct. And again, think about what we show IDs for. Think about the fact that Democrats are standing opposed to this verification process to ensure that it's only U.S. citizens who are eligible to vote. That's how badly Democrats want to allow illegals to vote in our election. And it's not just what they're saying. Look what they're doing. In my home state of New York, where you're sitting, Martha, Democrats actually tried to allow illegals to vote in New York City elections. We successfully sued and won that case. So they want to, frankly, disenfranchise the ballot box by making illegals eligible to vote. This is common sense. The vast majority of the American people agree with it. And most importantly, it's constitutional. It's protecting the constitutional, protecting the integrity of the ballot box. So these are fear, scare tactics. They are lies from Democrats who have nothing to stand on. The facts aren't with them, and the American people don't support them in their very radical position.
This married woman has to show my ID just to get into this building. It doesn't seem like that big a deal. I want to ask you a very quick question on the way out here. The administration is going to have some oversight through a consent decree of Columbia University here in your home state of New York, because they want to make sure that they are not violating anti-Semitism laws and also getting federal dollars. How much broader do you think this program will be? Because it's being presented as them taking control of universities in America.
Well, first of all, it shows how far these quote unquote elite higher ed institutions have fallen. They have failed to protect Jewish students on campus. They haven't failed to enforce the rules. We're now on our third university president. This is an interim president at Columbia. Of course, I was front and center leading the charge when it came to those questions on Capitol Hill that really set off this long overdue earthquake on college campuses. And it's gotten worse, not better, Martha. So yes, when we're talking about hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars going to fund these institutions, the American people don't want to support anti-Semitism. They want to make sure that there's enforcement of the rule. They want to protect Jewish students. And if it takes federal oversight to do that, we're going to get that done. So I strongly support the administration's position.
Well, we thought we were going to be seeing a lot more of you in New York, but you are on duty back in D.C. But next time you're in New York, I hope you'll come up here and talk to us about the budget, which is going to be over on the Senate side now. So thank you so much. Good to see you, Chairwoman.
Thanks, Martha.
We'll see you soon. So